Namaste and welcome to Concepts with Karan. I want to start with White Oak Capital, the foundations of what we think in India as the first MNC in India to take investing abroad. It is like an established car manufacturer in India, for example, Eicher or Mahindra, now selling cars abroad, which is what I think White Oak Capital is. Established fund manager.
I think we have in several different industries in India, we have seen global leaders, not each and every one, but let's say in technology, IT services, we have several names like TCS, Infosys and all who rank at the very top of global peer group, be it from US, Europe or anywhere. Similarly, in pharmaceuticals, you have several companies who rank at the top end of comparable peer group within generic pharma. And I think it's only a matter of time. We'll have several such firms in financial sector as well. And particularly in asset management. You have seen in asset management so far companies from the US who've become global companies, several of them who have been in India as well. Even companies from Europe in Asia who've become global asset managers.
दुनिया में काफी उथल-पुथल चल रही है. There's a lot happening in the world and certainly a lot happening around the fixed income world. We're obviously hearing a lot about global inflation, etc. and the dollar index is at its all-time high. उस केस में fixed income becomes an important but a volatile asset.
Volatility is always a function of time. Okay? It's an inverse relationship in terms of the time that you spend. The more time that you spend in a financial asset, be it equity or be it fixed income, the net impact of volatility on the performance of that asset progressively keeps on coming down.
What does it mean for assets globally? मतलब तो खरीदें क्या?
हर financial asset को हम present value के तौर पे देखते हैं. And present value is a function of discount rate. चाहे वो equity हो या commodity हो या fixed income हो, हर financial asset का जो price है आज की date में, वो price is based on a series of cash flows in going forward.
बिल्कुल.
And the series of cash flows needs to get discounted by a discount rate, right?
Correct. बिल्कुल.
In the most rudimentary sense, high inflation means potentially high discount rate going forward. And we are still mentally in that framework globally. ये discount rate का problem तो 6 महीने का है या 12 महीने का है. What we have to mentally keep in mind is that this discount rate problem or this so-called inflation problem may reduce going forward, but may not completely go out in the next 12 months.
L&T, HSBC coming together, two really large institutions. What was the philosophy, the thought behind it when you all initially went for it and finally when the deal has converged?
For us, it's a second merger.
Of course.
That's very important for people to understand. We bought Fidelity when Fidelity was exiting India as L&T Mutual Fund in 2012. There were a lot of questions around. L&T was very small that time. They didn't know what's going to happen. So there were more concerns. Organizations, strong organizations like L&T, like HSBC or like Fidelity, when they are here and we are talking of long runs, you essentially want to set an organization which one will be proud of. And it's the Fidelity investors who stayed back. Actually ended up benefiting because the experience they saw from the L&T side was very good. Having gone through one transition in the past, merger, we have learnt a lot of important lessons on how to handle a merger, what exactly can it be. So it helps us in this merger in terms of the way forward for us, because experience, there's nothing like experience in this world, right?
Absolutely.
So that's something. HSBC wants to really grow within Asia, India being key and center.
Tell me a bit about White Oak. It sounds as if it's a foreign entity, but it is just coming together of fantastic individuals. Tell me more about it.
75% of the assets which we own actually are originated outside India, right? Like people talk about, show India to the world. We say we are actually demonstrating that, right? We've been one of the largest foreign portfolio investors in India in the last 4.5 years since we've set up. So out of the 45,000 crores assets which we manage at White Oak right now, we've raised almost 32,000 crores from offshore investors, institutions, endowments. In fact, we were recently awarded as the best India fund by Lipper on 3-year rating, right? So there is a fair bit of overseas investors investment in India which is managed by White Oak, but we've also got a very successful domestic franchise now, right? So we manage about 12 to 13,000 crores between our PMS and AIF products.